Okay, listen. The question I thought was who's more respectful, right? So, yes, can both people be, doing the wrong thing? Absolutely. But I think there's one reason why I would agree that men are more respectful, and that would probably be the fear of consequences to a certain extent, right? Like, I think there is more danger afoot if I'm finna go out there and holler at somebody and she got a man attached to her who got testosterone and energy and, maybe a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a little different because some women aren't threatened by the other women. You know what I'm saying? In fact, they're like, I'm going to take your man. I've never heard, maybe I've heard a guy, I'm going to take your girl. Mr. Steal Your Girl, it was a cool song, but like in real application, I don't think dudes was really moving like that, right? That's number one. Number two, if a man asks you if you're married and you say yes, and he then follows up and says, hey, but are you happy? What's more respectful than that? It's not like you said, hey, I'm married. And he's like, hey, girl, I'm going to hold at you even more. No. The fact that he would ask a follow-up question just to ascertain whether or not you are satisfied in the relationship that you signed up for, that's still respectful, right? But on the converse side, there are some women who aren't even doing that. I don't even think of the last time a chick asked me if I was happy, you know what I'm saying, in my relationship. Not that women really care about men's happiness anyway, so maybe that's why it's not in y'all bag. It's game. You know what I'm saying? But, so I think for those reasons, yeah, I'm going to say men are more respectful for the fear or the consequences that comes with dealing with, other dudes, women. And I think that there is a such thing as being more respectful, like to Jay's point earlier, or maybe in pre-pro, where it's like dudes are not calling at 12 o'clock at night knowing you laid up with your husband, right? If you have two people who are engaging in pretty much similar behavior and one person is doing some fuck shit like that and another person is not, one is being more respectful of your marriage. Right? You chose to make time for me on the side. That ain't got nothing to do with me, but because I respect you and your marriage, I'm going to confine the time that we spend together based off of when you're available. I'm not going to call you out of pocket. I'm not going to be having no brother to brother conversation with your nigga. To me, by far, that is more respectful. So the argument of, oh, well, if it's disrespect, it's blatant. No. There's levels to this shit. There's levels. And unfortunately, when it comes to the depth upon which that y'all women folks will go, oh, there's no levels then, right? Because y'all go low with it, taking pictures. Oh, I'm with your nigga, you know what I'm saying? Showing clues like, hey, you see that? You recognize that painting, girl? That's messy as fuck. In fact, I'll land by saying this. Some of y'all are so disrespectful that y'all try to kill the first relationship. What's more disrespectful to the relationship than murder in the first degree? At least most side niggas have the good decency and wherewithal to stay in their lane, continue to game what they game, and just stay out the frame. You heard what I'm saying? And whether you believe it or not, that is respectful as fuck compared to the shit that y'all be doing. I rest my case,
I'm going to push back
right.
before you rest your case. Okay, everything you said is fair,
Gospel.
But is that more because women are more selective and we choose partners if we do step out? We're better at vetting, whereas men were more likely to take on some more unsavory potential side pieces, because women are if we do step out, it's methodical, it's calculated, and we're going to take the road of minimal risk. So there's going to be more of a process with vetting who we choose to side piece with. So yeah, I think your point is right, but I think it falls more on the married person than it does the person they chose to cheat with.
I'm going to meet you halfway on this, and I think this is a great way, right? Because I love Black women, so but so I'm going to meet you halfway. I do think you're right that maybe women are making better choices when it comes to cheating, but I also think that guys in general, there's a certain guy code. Like We're not going to have that woman-to-woman conversation that y'all feel comfortable doing. We're not going to sit there and try to do too much because we understand what it is. So there's just a difference between, I think, generally how men move when they're the side versus how women move.
I,
You know what I'm saying?
I would also add that I think that Natalie's reference proves the point in the sense that if there's more of a thing in the pool, you're going to pull out more of those things. So there are more women in the pool who move like that. So when men go pulling out, they're more likely to pull that out, as opposed to there being men as equal body of men in the pool. The women pull a man, they get that. So I think that what you're looking at is it doesn't prove the point. It's just you have to zoom out into the larger circumstance. More women tend to they make songs about it. You don't ever hear a dude making a rap song about you. And I'm, actually they do. That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. You're right. Okay, but
It was a diss, though. That
was a diss track, right? You're right. It was intentional. But in the normal flow of the conversation in pop culture, it is not an eyebrow raiser for a woman to get disrespectful, and even if a man's married, into their relationship while she tries to continue a relationship with that man.
Yeah.
So,
plus there's consequences. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think I understand your perspective now. So my perspective was coming from the first moment of meeting the person as far as the level of respect. You guys' perspective is coming from the fact that once you're engaged in the relationship or the side piece relationship, that's where the levels of disrespect comes into play.
I'm not even giving it the first, because if someone mentioned the voice change, right? When a woman tells a man she's married, his voice usually does not raise an interest. His voice may stay the same level of interest, like, oh, well, are you happy? Right? Same level of interest. Or he may go down like, oh, you know what? I'm sad. You know what I'm saying? You're gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved to take you out. He does that, right? You tell if a man tells a woman that he's married, oh, for real? Oh, your wife must be she's so lucky. If I'd never let you go, her interest goes up more than goes down, right? It's attractive that he's married. So no, disrespect. Y'all just gonna have to wear it. Just gonna wear it tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to agree with your point there. I'm going to agree with the point that you guys made after y'all already have engaged in the disrespect in regards to that. Yes, women do show up, and basically they're showing up in a way to mess that relationship up because they're trying to be the next one. And so I would agree with that point of the woman once y'all already started the disrespect. But in regards to the first part, men and women, I believe, are disrespectful by just, but hey.
But I'll say this. I would want to agree with you because I always, I love Black women, right? But I was going to say that I think just by the nature of the fact that men are the hunters, like that's going to skew all of this to a certain extent, right? If it's even close to even, then it's women, right? Because typically guys are the ones who are going to initiate stranger interaction. Hey, what's up, shorty? What's the mutual phone number or whatever? So yes, we're going to be more inclined to, on the front end, be the ones who kind of push past that. And part of it is because we know some of y'all will push past. So I just think it skews the part of it because women aren't necessarily the ones who are initiating it. But to Jay's point, though, the way women do it, though, is way more surreptitious and I think way more effective. Whenever a woman would say certain things to me in front of I'm like, yeah, I already know what time it is. In my head, like women will say shit like, girl, you so crazy. How do you even deal with him? And I think to myself, she wish you like to find out in my head. And I'm like, my wife is right here. I wish that if I was a nigga, yo, dog, how you deal with her, bro? That shit would not land.